second chapter of the series that I thought would be the third, but in the end, Makinas, a comprehensive highlights match to comment afterwards, requires a lot of editing, and I am not in the mood to put that much effort in what is just merely an excuse to speak English. The form has been somewhat iffy after the Napoli defeat, that I think I did nothing after that. We had some of those that probably should have been wins if we had performed the way we should have. The Empoli is a friendly I made to get players so much fitness, as there were some that were very low in match fitness. Roma is the match that I had recorded in extended and comprehensive highlights, but it is too long and too much effort to put up for a post comment after that, so I will be trying again a key mod highlights for the Palermo match. Fiorentina again was a very poor match as it was Roma. They went very lightly, with my team not being able to do anything. And especially good was the Juventus game, the best of all, where they got most of the short-term possession, but we got away with the win. Now a game I played defensively and with the 4-5-1, and the plan worked this time. In the other two matches it just didn't work. The Fiorentina match, it was actually it began with a bit of a bad luck, where the striker, I think, no, winger, Cuadrado, took advantage of the Siglio getting a knock and just going to the ground, which led him completely alone. Until then, we had been in control defensively and denying them any good chance to score. After that, I didn't see us creating anything, and if things kept going that way, we would have lost 1-0. So I needed to do something. And seeing how they were leaving quite a few gaps at their back and not threatening apparently too much with their fullbacks, I decided to move on to a more offensive 4-2-3-1 at first, with more people ahead. Later I went into a 4-1-2-1-2 with very offensive settings, and I ended paying for the lack of caution behind. And the last match was the Udinese match, that was a bit crazy. We went ahead with an El Shaarawy goal. Then they went ahead themselves with two good chances that they managed to create. Then, with the match nearing the end, I went all offensive with Overload and got the second goal back, 2-2 draw. And I decided that since this was a match that I considered I should win, then I would keep going for the win and forget about defensive caution. And that worked for them to get the ball to Tero in a good position, although a bit tight to score, and he managed to score. A minute later, we got a goal back when El Shaarawy shot wide, but it deflected off Silvan Bitmea. and we ended with a draw. That means we have dropped to 7th position, only 2 points behind the 4th and 5 points behind the 3rd placed team, and 12 points behind the leaders. And here we are with the preview to the Palermo game. They're using an daioh formation that is like the Cesena match, I think, that they used this, and I used the 4-2-3-1, or maybe the 4-5-1 to exploit the flanks. And the reason that I didn't use the 4-3-1-2 that I'm thinking on trying to use here. Adeo Rami got just injured for a couple of weeks. Marco Van Ginkel is back from his injury, but he lacks a lot of match fitness, so he will come in from the bench if I use him at all. Same problem is happening with Abbiati, Albertazzi, and Abate. So Mattia De Siglio is starting in the right of the defense, and probably Abate will be brought in around the 60th minute, because Mattia De Siglio is on a yellow card, and I will need Abate fit soon to take his place when he gets suspended. That hopefully will not be very soon, as Abate is a way off from match fitness. And this is the team I'm going forward with. I want to use position instructions, and I will say that I let the assistant to suggest the individual, and since they are using a daioh formation, I'm looking at this, and that will be what I am going to do. And down to key. Since in the FM15 I started managing Palermo, I'm seeing myself hoping for them to get the goals instead of my team forgetting I'm managing AC Milan now. Nothing is happening so far, so I think the show will be likely that we are using a daioh formation against another daioh formation. I will pause and try more direct passing, see what happens, and higher tempo. See if the team starts to get the back of their defense. If nothing happens, then I will go for a wide formation, but something has happened, and that's that Roque Santa Cruz has scored his first goal of the season. He's played very later between his not very good precision form, a small injury he got at the start of the season, I think, and then not being my first choice. And having a low match fitness, but since now it seems he's getting better match fitness, although at the start was not actually much fit, but I'm going to use him a bit more since Pazzini is doing nothing. And now we get a penalty, which is good news, as that will give us a 2-goal advantage if he doesn't miss. And I didn't jinx it. They didn't miss. Okay, so que Honda with the goal. It's just a penalty, so skipping the replay. Bonaventura is quite knackered. Montari is doing poorly, but nothing more serious. So I will bring someone in place of Bonaventura, who's playing as a shadow striker. So that puts me the doubt between Jeremy Menez or give a chance to my striker that I can't find right now, who has been so very poor, Gianpaolo Pazzini. His vision is lacking, his dribbling is just average, but his anticipation and bravery are quite good. I think in case I turn out to change to a winger formation, I will just bring in either Saponara, whose bravery is not so good, or the mentioned Jeremy Menez. And I will pick Menez. And that's gonna be the change. And tell them not to get complacent. Pablo Armero was suspended for the previous match, so I played Aaron Creswell there, and he has not been bad so far. Although not really anybody of the team has performed very good. And that's the goal that should seal the win, so I am going to bring in Ignacio Abate to ensure I will have the Siglios available for the next match. And I will wait for a little while in case something happens, but probably Albertazzi will come in for Zapata, who is with a yellow card, or maybe for Pablo Armero, which is also a yellow card, depending on the conditioning and whatever happens that may change my mind as a goal from Palermo. Claudio Jacob is not available because he is suspended through yellow cards. And that was the hat trick by Roque Santa Cruz, which is not bad at all. And this is, I think, my main issue, my problem in general with this game. I tend not to be too brave with my tactics. I tend to be a bit too fearful to use very offensive tactics, and I tend to be a bit too conservative. That is good when I am going to face very bigger teams than mine, where I can get some very nice successes, like beating Real Madrid with Burgos in the first season in Primera División by 1-0 with just 4 shots for me and more than 25 by Real Madrid, which is my game plan. And because I imprinted my game plan on giving Real Madrid, the big team, the ball to be compact at the back and prevent them from having any good quality shot, and looking to send balls behind their defense to have just a handful of chances, hoping that they will take one of them. And by making that match follow that plan, which is my plan, by imposing my plan, is how I dominate the game. And the Real Madrid or the big team there is going to be how could we win that match? We had so many shots and possession, yeah, but you followed my script, my plan, my idea. You did what I wanted you to do, not what you wanted to do. It's only appearance. So Pablo Armero is a little more tired than Christian Zapata. And Albertazzi can play both center back and left fullback, though his problem in the left fullback is that his dribbling is really not that good. So I'm going to bring him instead of Christian Zapata. Since Adil Rami is injured, maybe if Zapata gets a second yellow card, we will be stuck with only the pair of Alex and Albertazzi. I think I should have, Alex and Albertazzi, it seems, as the only choices in the center back position. Roque Santa Cruz got picked up a little knock there, but nothing serious, as there's not even any warning about it from the assistant manager. Almost the fifth goal. What a pity, but I prefer to miss that now that when we are level in a match, obviously. And they got injured man. Well, it seems the more direct passes and faster tempo worked to undo their defense. Nothing specific to say right now, so I will see what chance. I will tell them why they can't perform like this every match, since they've been disappointing more often than not. Lost confidence, cautious, you impressed me, and cautious, you impressed me. Since they lost confidence, and that's not good. That's not good. If they had been angry, then I would have been happy with that, because then that anger could have translated in the next game as they put in everything they can to prove me wrong in thinking they don't perform that well often and needing me to tell them to perform like that more often. And with that win, that has all of the league, having played 13 games, except Inter and someone that I don't find right now, Atalanta. We are now in 5th position. Atalanta can get level with us. After the draw between Atalanta and Inter, the table looks like this. We are 5th with 22 points, 12 behind leaders still, 5 behind second and third position, I think might be Champions League, and only 2 behind Juventus. We'll check that the continental qualification is, as I thought, indeed. Champions League is the top 3 teams. 4th team is Europa League. And that is all that I will be doing for today. Thanks for watching. Like, comment and subscribe if you feel like it deserves so. And don't do anything like that if you don't deserve, I deserve anything like that for this video. Goodbye.